Hey everybody, it's been a while since I brought you a video. Had some things to do and haven't been able to make a video in a few weeks, so I figured I'd come back and do the first video back with a rifle. And what you're seeing here could be a Model 8 Remington or it could be a Model 81. And what it is a Model 81. Let me turn it around here so you can see. The Woodmaster, Model 81. There's the Remington mark. And this one dates, based on the serial number, to between 1939 and 1940. It's all original. If you do some research on these, you'll see that the models produced before 1940 have what they call here a semi-beaver tail fore-end stock. You can see it's kind of shaved in a bit on both sides. And those produced after 1940 had a straight stock. And this here, the Model 8 came about I think in the early 1900s. Remington then came out with the Model 81, which, other than the pistol grip stock here and a couple of really small cosmetic changes from what I understand, the 81 is so similar to the Model 8. And what you'll also find out if you do a little research on these is that the action is kind of interesting. First, the safety, and you'll almost recognize this kind of a safety. Let me swing it around here. What does this remind you of? That safety looks almost like an AK-47 or an AK safety. And a lot of people have kind of proffered that the designer of the AK-47 may have designed the safety similar to after looking at Model 8s and 81s. Obviously there's no automatic option on this. It's safe or fire. This is really designed as a hunting rifle. This one here is in 35 Remington. Hopefully I can get that on the barrel. See there, it says 35 REM. The interesting thing about this, and it's got a really smooth bolt. It's a hefty bolt, but it's smooth. You'll see here a shroud, and what that is actually part of the barrel, because the barrel, let me get the end here, is semi-reciprocating, which means that it functions, you can see it move a little bit there, with recoil. So whenever you fire the round, it's kind of a complicated mechanism, but the bolts on the inside lock up, and when you fire the round actually leaves the barrel before the extraction occurs and before the bolt moves back to empty the empty cartridge. So when you fire, the recoil and everything pushes the barrel back, which unlocks the bolt, and it's recoil operated, so the bolt will fly back and capture the next round and go back into the barrel. You can go online and find out some more on this action. It's kind of an interesting action. You don't see rifles like that very much anymore. I think it's also similar to a Maxim machine gun, the early 1900s machine guns, that the barrels actually operated with recoil to assist in unlocking the bolt and sending the bolt back. So it's not gas operated or anything, so it's pretty reliable from what I understand. And this is a non-detachable box magazine. This is not a magazine that you can press a button and slide out and load 5 more rounds in and put it back in the rifle. I think you can actually get stripper clips for these. At least the Model 8s you could, and I think for the 81 you can as well. But you basically just press in your 5 rounds, and then on the side here, this is the bolt release. I'm not going to let it slam forward, but you'll see here, if I just press down, bolt goes back. And here's a little more look at the bolts. You see here, it's locked up right there, and if I pull the bolt back a little bit, it's still, the center part remains locked until right about here, unlocks, and then goes all the way back. And there you can see the inside of the bolt. This one's in pretty good condition, but between 1939 and 1940, it's had use. You can see people have actually taken it out. The finish is still really good on the stock, but you can see use, some dings and things like that in the stock. Stock's pretty standard. This was a standard grade Model 81. Wasn't anything super fancy, and you can find these in really fancy engraving and all kinds of stuff. Let me get the barrel markings here. And this is a heavy rifle. God, I don't know how much this weighs. Probably a good 7-8 pounds, something like that. There's the top, Remington Arms Company, Incorporated. Browning's patents, made in the USA. So it's just an interesting operation for a hunting rifle. I guess I think the 35 Remington round is kind of equivalent to a 30-30. This frame can't really take anything too much higher than that. You know, 30-06 and stuff like that is a bit too powerful, but the 35 Remington is good for moderate game, moderate size game. And also has here, and I think this is a factory option, it has a Tang peep sight. And it's fully adjustable. So you could either put that down and use your regular iron sights, or you could flip the Tang up for a more precise shot. Let's get some more markings here. It's kind of a neat rifle. You see them at gun shows every once in a while. You can find them in pretty good condition for reasonable money, but again, you know, if you're going hunting for bigger game, this is probably, the calibers available are probably not what you're looking for, but moderate game and things like that, it's an interesting rifle. So thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, feel free to let me know.